Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. What am I riding today? Yeah, let me angle this down a little bit. Yeah, it's yellow. Yeah, it's the Engwe E26. Yeah, actually one of my favorite bikes. Why is it one of my favorite bikes? Well, because it's affordable and it performs really well. However, it's up for sale. It is up for sale. I'm running out of space, folks. Yeah, just in this last month or so, 4 bikes have come in. One's still to be coming in. We just don't have any more space. Yeah, I have maxed out. There's no more space in the house. That is it. So something has to go. And I kept thinking, what am I gonna let go? Because they're all pretty good at this point, and I thought, well, why don't we give away a good one? So I decided this would be the one to do it, because it's 2 things. First off, it's not that expensive. Not that expensive, and it performs really well. But I'll tell you this Engwe E26 is a large bike. If you don't have an inseam of at least 31 inches, you're not going to want this bike. All right, let's put that out there right now. It's a step over bike, so you got to have some clearance when you straddle the bike, right? You need at least 31 inches for an inseam, at least. And even at that, you will be touching the top tube. So if you have at least a 31 to 32 inch inseam, and you're looking for a step over bike that performs really well, what did this bike do? 25 miles an hour, I think, something like that. I'll put a link to the original review of the bike. And you're able to come and get this bike, because I cannot ship it. If you're able to come and pick it up in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, I'm going to sell this bike for $800. Now, I was going to put it for $799, but homie don't play that game. Remember they used to say that on Living Color? Homie don't play that game. Yeah, I don't play the $799 thing. It's $800. I'm not going to sit there and play with the 99 business here. My preference is $50 bills, by the way. Cash only. $100 bills don't go too well. You know, if you try to spend $100 bills, sometimes people don't take the $100 bills. They just don't. So yeah, if you're going to go to the bank and you're going to pick up some cash to pick up this bike, see if you can get 50s for me. It's a little bit easier for me, all right? You're going to go to the bank anyway, so yeah, ask them for 50s, yeah. So, yeah, I like this bike a lot. I really kind of feel bad that I have to give up something, but some of the other ones I felt, well, I want to ride those still to kind of show those bikes a little bit more. I wish I could continue with this one. I just can't. I just don't have any more space in the house. So the bike will come what it would normally come with. So it's not going to have the side view mirror on here that you might see. I'm going to take that off because those are things that I've added to the bike, and I need them for other bikes coming in anyway. So that's coming off. The thumb throttle attachment thing is coming off. I don't want the liability if somebody says, hey, you know, I used it, something happened, you know, you're going to get it stocked the way Engwe normally would send it, okay? So yeah, $800 is a good deal. What was its sale price currently? I think the sale price currently is $11.99, if I'm not mistaken. No, $10.99, so $1,100. So you save $300. Yeah, it's already built for you. It's got, how many miles does this thing have? Where's my control buttons here? Trying to push buttons, trying to remember which one goes where here. Odometer, let's see, odometer. What does it say, 63.9 miles? Oh, it says here. Yeah, 63.9 miles. Okay, I'm riding a little bit. All right, so by the time you pick up this bike, it's going to have under 70 miles, or around 70 miles, something like that. We'll see how much I ride today. Now, you might notice today seems to be a bit overcast. Yeah, it is. In fact, it drizzled a little this morning. I am out way early in the morning. I don't know what time is it, about 6:45 in the morning, something like that. So why am I out so early in the morning? Well, it's really hot here in the Midwest. I'm riding today. What is today? Tuesday. I'm riding today on Tuesday. You probably won't see this video till Thursday. So yeah, this whole week it's gonna be in the 90s, like almost every single day. So I said, man, if I don't get out there early, forget it, man. I don't ride in the hot sun. I just don't. Never have, never will. Okay, sometimes I have, no choice. But if I have an option, I'm coming out early. Plus, I figured, hey, it's overcast. It's a great time to take the bike out. It's not hot and sunny. It had a slight drizzle. I got up early so that I could water the grass. Yeah, it really needs the water. You know, if you don't, it's gonna burn out. So I decided, yeah, let's head out there. Let's take this one. This might very well be the last time I ride this bike. Now, of course, nobody buys it, then I'll be riding it a little bit more. But at $800, come on, this thing performs really well. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, really. I don't typically say that to a lot of bikes, but I like this bike a lot because, first off, it's a big bike. It's not a small little rinky-dinky bike, right? It's got a decent amount of power. It's got a nice color display screen and everything. I mean, man, it's got hydraulic brakes on there. Yeah, you can't really beat it. Check out the original review if you want to find out more details about the bike, all right? All right, so what else are we going to talk about? So what have I been doing with this weather the way it is? Well, I'll tell you, being a retired guy, and it's really kind of windy too. Being a retired guy, I'm home all the time, as you know. And so I kept thinking, you know, with the heat coming in, this air conditioner is going to be running non-stop. So I turned it off. Yeah, I turned it off and went to the library. I remember working at a library. I used to work at the Niles Public Library when I was a kid. Yeah, I was, what was I? I was a junior, my junior year, end of my junior year. Maybe it was the end of my senior year, actually. I can't remember. I think it was the end of my senior year. I was working at the Niles Public Library. And I remember seeing all these older people coming in to the library and just kind of hanging around. Yeah, they'd read magazines, they'd check out some books. They're just hanging out there. You know, why are these older people always here? Now I know why. They're probably retired. It was really hot. It's got air conditioning in there. Yeah, you save on the air conditioning. So I kind of thought to myself, you know, when the heat wave was coming in, I was going, yeah, I really don't want to pay for the air conditioning. It's just me in there. Mrs. Wright is out working. She's got air conditioning in her office place. I'm thinking, if I stay in here, I'm paying big dollars for the air conditioning. Why should I do that? So unless I have some real reason to be there, I could take my laptop computer and go to the library. Yeah, so that's what I did. Hung out at the library. Used their air conditioning. My tax dollars are paying for it anyway. So I said, yeah, okay, that's what we're doing. We're going to the library. Then while I was there, yeah, I noticed all these other guys that were there. I'm thinking, don't these people work? Yeah, I'm kind of watching these guys. They're doing exactly the same thing I'm doing. They're just kind of hanging out. One guy had his earbuds on. Yeah, he was just sitting there with me, hanging out. I had my earbuds on. I was watching Russ's Right. Okay, I didn't use their Wi-Fi. I don't like using my computer with public Wi-Fi if I can avoid it. But I had downloaded a number of Russ's Right videos onto my laptop so I could sit there and watch it. Yeah, some of the upcoming videos. Yeah, I've already had some already pre-made, but I'm caught up with 2 reviews already, 2 bike reviews. One came out today as I'm riding. Today's being Tuesday. That's the Haoqi, it's actually not Qi. Almost like with a T in there at the front, Haoqi, okay? Haoqi Camel. I tend to say Haoqi because it's just a little easier for us. It's kind of hard to say T with like a T in front of it. Haoqi. I asked my sister-in-law, well, where's the accent? Is it Haoqi or is it Haoqi? She says it's the same emphasis on both words. Haoqi. It's like good ride. Haoqi actually said easy ride, but the word hao typically in Chinese would be good. You know, like a lot of people know if you were to meet a Chinese person, you might say ni hao ma. It means are you doing okay? Right? Are you doing good? Ni hao meaning good. Are you doing good? Basically, is what they're saying. Okay, that's a basic morning greeting. Ni hao ma. You know, or whenever you greet somebody, it doesn't have to be morning. Oh, here's an interesting thing too, okay? Let me tell you some stories. I'm always telling you guys stories. Yeah, I went to Costco this past week. Yeah, ran into a Russ's Right viewer. Yeah, hello to you. Yeah, she was a Korean lady, nice lady. So I'm walking in to Costco at the food court, of course. Got to get my pizza, got to get my hot dog. Yeah, I got the hot dog and the pizza, all right? So I'm walking in and she goes, Russ is right. I turn around and I'm going, oh, hello. Yeah, she tells me she's been watching Russ is Right for a while. And she had just made a comment saying that she had gone to Bussy Woods with her and her husband, she and her husband, says she and her husband, yeah, gotta use proper English. And I remember her comment because it was recent and she mentioned Bussy Woods, okay, so I kind of remembered, I go, oh yeah, I remember you just recently made the comment, and I responded, of course. So yeah, she had a hot dog, and so I said, hey, stay right there, let me get some food, I'll join you. So we had lunch together. Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of fun to watch the run into people who watch the Russ is Right videos. Yeah, let's turn here. So yeah, we had a good talk. I gave her a Russ is Right business card. That's your proof that you actually run into me. If I don't give you a business card, you better remind me because that's what I usually do. Okay, if the first time I meet you, I'll give you a business card. I don't hand out a lot of them because I don't run into people that much, but it's every now and then, yeah. And then another one, I ran into Wally again. Wally's one of our viewers. He's commented a number of times in the past. And he's always been telling me, Russ, you should take this trail and take that trail. And yeah, I ran into him again. 3rd time in like a month or something. I mean, it's weird. Yeah, he was riding his bike. I was just finishing up some... something. I was riding the Haoqi Camel, yeah, the cargo bike. He was on his converted bike. He made a converted bike. And then he says, hey, where you going? I go, nothing. I just finished doing a couple of YouTube shorts for Haoqi. I don't usually put shorts up. I might have to start doing that. What do you guys think? I know a number of people said, don't do it. They don't like it. Others said, you're missing out. Anyways, part of my requirement with them is that I needed to make at least 2 YouTube shorts for them so that they can use it for their promotions. And so I did that, and I took some photos, sent them the photos. But I haven't released those shorts on the Russ is Right channel. So you'll see it on their advertisements, I'm sure. But anyway, so I finished that, and then I ran into him on the way back. He says, hey, you mind if I follow you? I go, hey, how about I follow you? You tell me where we're going. So we rode together, and again, I didn't record it because, we're talking and stuff, so it wouldn't make a really good video. And he says, I'm going to show you a way how to get to Harper College, but through the back roads. Our back roads, meaning our side streets. I go, okay. So we're heading there, and he's showing me this and showing me that. Next thing you know, we're out in Hoffman Estates. Yeah, we went on to another trail out there. I had heard of it before. I'd just never gone there before. I never knew how to get there. Now I kind of know how to get there. By the time we were over and done with and we made it back, we had traveled over 30 miles. Hey, more power to him. I mean, he had a converted road bike that he put a motor on, and let me turn here. Put a motor on there, and he's got a basic battery. I don't know how many amp hours, 14, 15 amp hour battery on there. And I know that for me, he pedaled the entire time. Okay, he's like Mrs. Wright. But man, I tell you, Wally goes at least 20 miles an hour. Because I'm clocking him based on my own bike, right? And I throttled most of it. But I also wanted to see how this Camel was going to do for the extended range. It's got 2 batteries on there. So I didn't mind. I said, yeah, I'll take this bike and I'll go with you, wherever we go. I knew I had enough battery to do it. That bike has like 27.8 amp hours or something like that. It's got a lot of power, battery power. So I said, if we go, I'm not going to run out. Yeah, by the time we were done, by the time I got back home, I was over like 32 miles, maybe something like that. I had gotten down maybe half of the battery, a little more than half the battery. So my estimation is I'd probably get a good 60 miles out of that battery almost entirely on throttle. That's pretty good, actually. The thing is, sometimes people look at bikes and they go, the peak power on this bike is not high enough. That there's some benefit of not having a bike that eats up a lot of wattage or uses a lot of wattage. Okay. You get a lot of range. So, I thought more about it, and I kept thinking that the Rad Rover 5, the reason I was able to take that to the Botanic Garden a lot, and I've always used that bike because I had 2 20 amp hour batteries with me. Those were those unit pack power batteries. And that's essentially 40 amp hours I carry with me, and the fact that bike doesn't go past 750 watts. It doesn't peak past 750. So you're not using a lot of wattage, meaning your power is not being used a lot. And so I was able to get range out of it. I really seriously doubt some of the bikes that I have that would have 40 amp hours if I took 2 batteries would even make it, because it might eat up more power than I prefer. I'd have to be conservative. Speaking of this too, like I said, I took that bike to the Botanic Garden before. Ran into another Russ's Ride viewer. I run into him every single week, okay? Yeah, he works at Costco. Yeah, he works at the gas pump area. Yeah, he pumped my gas for me. Thank you so much. No, we were talking, and as we're talking, he made himself useful. He pumped my gas. I told him, I said, hey, I haven't had anyone pump my gas in a long time, probably since I was a kid or something. I don't know. It was, as far as I can remember, everyone pumps their own gas. So that was a nice benefit right there. Where am I going? Where am I? I don't even know where I am. I don't know where I am, and I don't even know what direction I'm going. Well, we'll keep going. We'll see what happens. As long as I don't get rained on, I'll be fine. So he was asking me about the Botanic Garden. He says, do you ride all the way from your house to the Botanic Garden? Because he kind of knows where I live, in the general area where I live. And I go, yeah. It takes me it's like 62, 63 miles, something like that. So he says, how do you get there? So I told him some basic ways that I get there. I told him I actually ride towards Morton Grove. And then I pick up the North Branch Trail in Morton Grove. And the reason I do that is because when I was younger, that's how I used to always ride there. Is because I used to live out in that area when I grew up. And so I would jump onto that trail right at that spot in Morton Grove. So yeah, so I ran into him. But like I said, I run into him like almost every week. Whenever I go and fill up gas, he's usually there. So anyway, yeah, Russ is right sightings. People run into me. Well, I run into them too, but they recognize me before I recognize them sometimes. That's the way it works out. I mean, I recognize him all the time. I see him all the time. But the other people, right? And Wally said, you know, I was thinking one of these days I'm going to run into Russ. So he didn't think he'd run into me like 3 times in a month. Sometimes these things happen, okay? All right, so anything else new to tell you guys? I kept thinking, is there any new stuff? Yeah, I always tell you guys stories, right? I'm gonna have to get over here. They're running out of road. No, I don't think there's a whole lot of new stuff like that. Oh, there are some new stuff. Let me tell you some more new stuff. I have a couple of, I guess it would be health-related items had to come in for review. Yeah, health-related items. I guess that's the best way to call it. Yeah. Things that measure your sleep pattern. Things that measure your activities, your blood pressure, your, what other stuff does it measure? Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. 2 items. Yeah, well, okay, one of them's here already. I'm actually wearing it right now. Yeah, it's a wearable thing. All right, you can kind of guess what it might be, right? Yeah, it's sitting on my wrist. Think about that. What would that be? Sitting on my wrist. Can't show it to you. Yeah, I'll show you the outline of it. Look over here on the left side. You might be able to see an outline of a circular thing there. Yeah, it's sitting on the wrist over there. Where am I going? Okay, we're gonna take a right. Yeah, so that came in. Yeah, it came in through the post office box, PO box. Well, it's actually not really the post office. It's the UPS store box. Another item is coming in on Thursday. By the time you see this video, on that day, I'm expecting a delivery of another item. Yeah. Very similar to the thing that's on my wrist, but it won't be sitting on my wrist. So you can figure that one out. Take your best guess. Put it in the comments. What do you think that would be? Yeah, you wear it. It's not on my wrist though. So I think the timing of these things coming in is good. Dog is over there just looking at me, trying to get me. Yeah, so I could kind of compare them against each other, see if they actually do what they say they do, if they have similar results. Now, I wouldn't know which one is the more accurate over the next, other than the fact that if it has similar results, that's good enough for me. But I will tell you this, the one that's on my wrist can also measure my blood pressure. Now, you might say, well, these things are not as good as a blood pressure cuff, Russ. Yeah, I know. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The numbers that come off of that thing on the thing on my wrist are more in line with the numbers that the doctor gets in the doctor's office versus the cuff one that I have. Now, we've always said that the one that I have might be inaccurate. Even the doctor said that, I don't know if your thing is actually accurate then. Well, if the doctor's correct, if the doctor's numbers are correct, and if the thing on my wrist is correct, the one on the wrist seems to be more accurate then. Here's how I see that type of thing. Accurate or not, it gives me a rough idea of where I'm roughly at. I mean, even if it's off by 10 or 15 numbers, it still gives me a rough idea on a daily basis of where I'm at. So even if it's not exactly the correct numbers, if I look at that as a reference point on a daily basis, or even a couple of times a day's basis, it gives me an idea, is my blood pressure going up, is it going down, you know? That part of it would be accurate in the sense of giving you a rough estimate. But even if the numbers aren't 100% perfect, it's better than nothing. That's the way I see it, and I have it with me all the time. Not bad, right? So I've been wearing this thing for the last, I don't know, how many days have I had this now? About a week. Not quite a week. And yeah, I kind of like it. Yeah. So anyway, look for that review coming up one of these days. Yeah, that would be a anything goes Monday type video, I would suppose. Unless I get crazy and put it on our bike videos, but I don't think so. I think it should be a anything goes Monday video. All right, let's pass through here. Should I be passing through here? I don't even know what direction I'm going. As you notice, I don't have my cell phone on the bike. It's sitting in my pocket right now. I forgot to put the cell phone mount on the bike handlebar. I don't have a ton of cell phone mounts for every single bike. There's one that I use a lot from Lamicall, and I just move that from bike to bike because it's easy to put on and put off, and it has like a clamp system, so it could go onto really thick handlebars. Sometimes I put it even on the up and down bike stem of folding bikes. I use that one a lot. I move it back and forth from bike to bike, but I forgot to put it on before I took the bike out. Let's turn here. I don't know where I am. I'm gonna have to eventually check this cell phone. I don't know what direction okay, the thing on my wrist has a compass too. I could check that. At least tell me what direction I'm facing. All right, anyway, I think that's enough for today. We've covered a lot of details. All right, so anyways, if you're interested in this bike, contact me at contactrussisright@gmail.com. It's a business inquiry, so you can do that. Email me if you have an interest. You have to pick it up, all right? I will not ship this thing. I don't have the boxes. First off, I throw out the boxes before I sell them, and so it's long gone. I don't have anything to even pack it if I wanted to, and the shipping would be too expensive. So yeah, I don't do that. So if you want it, you got to pick it up. $800, all sales final. Everything's in perfect condition. There's no issues with anything. Current odometer is reading 70.1 miles. Yeah, by the time you get it, I don't know, 75 miles. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's under 100 miles. It's essentially brand new. So yeah, if you're interested, or if you know someone else, like I said, I'm 5'10". I have about a 30.5 to 31 inch inseam. I literally touched the top tube a little bit, so you need to have at least that type of inseam in order to fit this bike okay. All right? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I'll talk to you guys next time.